Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. How's everybody doing today? The chat is up and running. I got to start today's show with an apology for what happened on Friday. Spectrum Internet. I wish that's all I had to say. I'm not sure they fixed anything. They were here. They came to the house. I don't know. It's not my equipment. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm sorry. Once I lose the stream due to connectivity issues, I cannot get back into the same stream. I could start a new one, but I can't get into the one that I already had opened and started and had an audience with. It is what it is. I got about 7 minutes into the stream and I had connectivity issues, which are impossible. My laptop is hardwired to my router. I have a new Spectrum modem, a new Spectrum router, and a new cable. Okay? I don't know what to tell you, other than I'm sorry. I am trying to be dependable and reliable. I was available, Spectrum was not. As to whether or not they have an inferior product, I'll leave that to your fine judgment. I'm just going to plod forward, see what happens. Hopefully we won't have any issues. The guy that came to the house said that he changed the settings in my router and turned off hotspot. How that can affect my connectivity, I have no idea. We'll see how it goes today, folks. Okay. Some of you might have noticed I did get some shorts out this weekend. Finally. I'm not happy with them, but they're there. Okay. It did some good. I got like 600 views and I did pick up a subscriber, so I'm not going to complain. I looked at it, the filming, and I thought, well, I could have done better on that. Okay. I shot 5 of them and I posted all 5. I put them on in a playlist. Hopefully they'll help us to populate the chat. We'll see how it comes out. Okay. I do appreciate your patience. I shot another film just before I started the live stream today. That one was a little bit longer. I'm probably going to do some all week, and then next weekend I'll probably post them and make them public. I want to do explanations on different topics. The one I shot today was on liars. We'll see what happens. These are just things that people question me about, and I thought I can offer my explanation. We'll see. So what are you guys doing today? What's on your mind today? Afternoon chat, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The show without a script, without a set agenda. Okay. The guest stars of this show are the people in the chat. They determine what we talk about. I don't have a preference. I'm willing to talk to you about anything that's on your mind. I spent a lot of time in Las Vegas, 33-year gaming career, dealing table games in Las Vegas casinos. I got used to meeting a lot of people, finding out what's going on in their part of the world. I enjoyed it. And in my retirement, I missed that. So I created this chat room to do just that, meet people, find out what's on their mind. I want to give you a chance to speak your mind. But we do need to stay within the community guidelines that are established by YouTube. That's our only platform, so we don't want to piss them off. Okay. We've got to go along and get along, right? Personal opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and fill us in. Let us know what you're thinking. This is a free show. No midstream ads, no commercials, no sponsors. I'm not running for political office. I'm not trying to become an online influencer. And I'm not coming out with a line of merch. Okay. I know it's 2026 and there's a guy on TV that's not trying to sell you anything. Isn't that odd? Something to laugh about, right? It is Monday. I'll be doing some more, well, they're not going to be shorts, but I'll be doing some more filming this week. And next weekend, I should have something more to put out there. It was interesting, but it was also easy. I gotta give kudos to YouTube. Once I got my shorts into my computer, it was easy to post them. YouTube's got this thing figured out. I'm impressed. It worked. Okay. I love it when a plan comes together. Crumbleina came over and she helped. Well, Friday I had a little meltdown after Spectrum decided I couldn't live stream anymore. But I called Crumbleina and I called Spectrum and had them both over here. Friday night, 6:00, my living room was all tore apart. I do not like disorder. I think in disorder. Okay. I don't want my house in disorder. But they fixed what they could, and Crumbleina helped me film. And we got the shorts done, so it's a little bit of progress. As long as we're moving forward, it's okay. It'll all work out in the end. So what do you guys want to talk about today? I got a lot on my mind. My Gatorade's half frozen. Evidently, the back of my refrigerator is getting too cold. I don't know. It's the first it's happened. But I am, it's still drinkable, but there's a large hunk of ice in the middle of it. It's on my mind. Feel free to jump in the chat and change the topic. You guys are more than welcome to. But when you don't chat, we're stuck with whatever drifts through my empty brain. Oh, I'm ready for today. I got my bowl already loaded. I'll be smoking at 5. I smoke cigarettes and marijuana. I do not recommend you do either. Okay. I'm in Michigan. Michigan has legalized recreational marijuana. As legal as it can be. All right. I'm not recommending you guys do anything that's bad for you or anything that's illegal ever. That's my disclaimer. Don't do what I do. Do your thing. Follow your own path. But I'm ready to smoke. I'll hold off on the pot until after the broadcast or live stream, however you want to phrase it. You guys are hilarious, by the way. I really do appreciate all the friends of the show thus far. It warms my heart. I run into so many good people. You know, I've been doing this show for over 4 months and no one's ever said a bad word to me. If that doesn't restore your faith in humanity, nothing will. All right. Did anybody else watch the NFL this weekend? I was a little shocked, I got to be honest. San Francisco losing George Kittle and still being able to pull out a win. Talk about a miracle. Yeah, torn Achilles. Brutal injury. It's making me wonder, isn't there some exercise that they could, preventive exercise that they could have these athletes doing so that they don't tear their Achilles? It seems to be happening quite a bit. Now, I don't know if that's artificial turf or what, but it would seem to me there should be a preventive exercise that they could do to strengthen that muscle. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a physical therapist for sports, but I'm just saying, you know, it would seem like you need something to strengthen the Achilles tendon. You need something to strengthen the hamstring because the hamstring pulls are knocking guys out for 2 months. If you've ever pulled a hamstring, it's painful. I did it playing flag football when I was in my 30s. I was on crutches for 2 weeks. Still working, I'll add, but I was on crutches. No, I was not an athlete. I was dealing blackjack, craps, or roulette, you know. I'm just saying it would seem like there should be something they can do to help protect these young men because these injuries are devastating. An Achilles tear and you're out for a calendar year. Brutal. I don't know. I mean, I got to imagine that coming back from that is brutal. The physical therapy I had after my accident was horrible. Physical therapy is not easy. It's extremely hard and extremely painful. And a smart man's not taking pain pills to get past it. The pain pills are a crutch you don't want to be on. Well, just because everybody else is taking the painkillers don't mean you want to. I developed a problem. It took me a while to lick that problem too. Addiction is not an easy thing. I have what I call an addictive personality. Started as a very young age. I had a problem with alcohol. It took me 20 years to put that bottle down. I did, but in that 20 years, I became a blackout drunk. Not the right path to be on. Okay, let's just leave that at that. But I had other problems throughout the years, cocaine, LSD, your basics, all the way to opioids. But that's my history. I managed to lick them all. I got off them. I still smoke cigarettes and pot, but for me, those are like, I don't know, minuscule problems. I smoke pot to cut down on my cigarette consumption, and I smoke cigarettes to cut down on my pot consumption. That's where I'm at. Where are you? I know anything in moderation is probably okay, in my opinion. But anything that you take to excess or extreme is probably going to turn out to be detrimental to your health. Now, that's personal opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and disagree. You don't have to agree with me to watch this show. I spent a little time digging around in the analytics of this show, by the way, this weekend. Yeah, I was muddling in there, trying to figure it out. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? That kind of crap, And, while Crumbelina was here helping me, she was trying to get me to trim my beard. I told her no. But inside the analytics, 85% of my viewers are watching on TV. 10% are on their phone, and another percentage were on tablets or iPads or something, another device. I looked up some other stuff. If you are watching on your TV and you'd like to be able to chat, you're going to need another device, a phone, a tablet, or a computer of some type. Download that Discord app from YouTube. It's free. Remember, I'm not ever asking you to do anything that's going to cost you money. But watch on the TV, chat with your phone. I think that's what most people are doing. I don't care. You don't have to chat. It's not required. Okay. YouTube wants me to tell people to like and subscribe, but that's YouTube. That's not me. Okay. I don't care what you do. I'd like you to want to get in, but if you don't want to, it's okay. As far as I'm concerned, the people in the chat, they're the ones that control this room. And in 4 months' time, well, over 4 months' time now, I've only had to block 2, and they were bots, Coke and Pepsi, of all. Yeah, why major corporations need to create bots is beyond me. I really think they need to wise up. You don't need name recognition at this point. Okay. Both names are known worldwide. Okay. By everyone. So what are you guys up to today? I'm not going out. It snowed again over the weekend, and uh, I'm so over winter. I need spring. Well, I want to be able to walk again, you know. Now, walking when you're wearing 10 pounds of gear is not fun. It's work, okay? I got all the layers. I can put the layers on and I can go out and sit for hours if I want to, but it's too much work. It's easier just to stay in and turn the heat up. I I keep it about 80 degrees in here. I'm not going to get cold. Old people don't like to get chilly. What are you talking about? That's for young people. Okay. Young people. You guys go do whatever the hell you want. You guys are indestructible. Old people, we're frail. We can be damaged. When I was young, I was all over the world. I ain't lying. I climbing mountains. I played in the 14,000-foot peaks of Colorado, hunting, fishing, camping, you know. I was born and raised in Michigan, but I lit out for Vegas when I was about 24. And 33 years later, I came back to Michigan. While I was out in Vegas, was in Las Vegas in the casinos, and I had people around me at all times. So when I took vacations, I like to go where there weren't any people, like the Continental Divide. Okay. A change of scenery helps to cleanse your mind, cleanse your soul, you know. When you get with nature, you're on top of these mountains, I'm telling you, you feel real close to God. Personal opinion. I went fishing in the Weminuche National Forest. Oh, beautiful, beautiful place. Southwestern Colorado. Gorgeous. This weekend, all I did Saturday all day was work on those shorts. Got them done. Sunday I spent, well, Saturday night I spent Sunday watching football. I didn't get to see Tragedy Tales. I didn't get to see Dairy Girls, none of my shows. I did watch Cross Timbers Bison. Dusty put out like a 25-minute video or something. I managed to fit that in. I love that show. He couldn't get me to step out in the pasture with no bison, but I love watching Dusty do it. Yeah, in my mind, there's no end to his bravery. I'm telling you, those animals are wild. Okay. It takes a special kind of a guy to do what he does. In my youth, I'd have probably been there right alongside him doing crazy shit, but I know better now. Okay. That's one of the things you get with old age is a little bit of wisdom. Just a smidge, you know. So what do you guys want to talk about? Yeah, I watched a little bit of news this morning. These people are off the rockers. Well, let's dig right into it. Minneapolis. Man, what a nice town. And for this kind of shit to happen there, it's pathetic. My stance, murder. Cold-blooded murder. I don't care if he got bumped by the car. He shouldn't have been in the middle of the goddamn road. You don't pull out a gun and shoot somebody. I don't care who you are. A police officer can't shoot you unless you threaten his life. That guy's life wasn't threatened. It's murder. Plain and simple. They got no business being on the streets of that town. Leave them goddamn people alone. Excuse my language. I'm a little fired up on this. It's not right. If that man is law enforcement, he should be properly trained. And a properly trained law enforcement officer would not be in that situation. Plain and simple. The woman was in her car and she had an ICE agent attempting to open the door. He's trying to get in, trying to get her out. She's going to flee. I don't care who's in her path. She's going to flee. None of this crap needs to take place. None of it. You want me to tell you about immigration? They got to go before a judge. We have a constitution in the United States. Masked men running around the streets makes us look like a nation of wife beaters. It destroys our reputation worldwide. It's wrong. My opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and disagree. But I'm telling you, this is bullshit. When they are detaining people without a warrant, without probable cause, excuse me, that's called racial profiling. That is also illegal in this country. Just like deporting someone without standing them in front of a judge first is illegal in this country. This president swore an oath to uphold the Constitution, not oppose it, not press it to its limits. It's supposed to be the other way. He's supposed to be defending the Constitution. The people around this guy don't have the guts to walk up and tell him this is out of line. I'm going to tell him this is out of line. This is not a nation of wife beaters. This is not a nation of bigots. This is not a nation that racially profiles. Read the goddamn Constitution. Those people with dark skin have rights too, asshole. I apologize. Please, somebody jump in the chat, change the subject. We can talk about Christmas cookies if you want. I don't care. But I'm telling you, all of this that's going on is wrong. You want to talk about immigration? We can talk about immigration. This country was founded by immigrants, and we still need more immigrants. The birth rate in the United States is dropping. It's not what we need it to be. We need more babies. More babies grow up to be young adults, join the workforce, and pay the taxes. Without the young babies, who pays the taxes? We need the young babies. We need the immigrants. We need legal immigration, but that should be set up by Congress, and it's not. They haven't touched this in years. They need to. They're not doing their job. That's the first thing you know about immigration is Congress has dropped the ball. An added point, you should be allowing a percentage of these people into this country. And you should be politely asking them, if you could, would you mind having children? That would give you a vested interest. How about putting together a 20-year path to citizenship for the people that are already here? Let us have a 10-year history of you working and you paying your taxes and you staying out of jail. And then you can apply. And we'll have another 10 years on top of that until you get your citizenship. A path to citizenship. That's what the Irish had. That's what the Dutch had. Those aren't white enough for you? Yeah. Let me tell you something. There is one human race on this planet. Everything else that you can divvy those people up into is a subgroup. There is one group, one human race. Deal with it. Get over yourself. Grow up. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care what religion you are. There is one human race. If you want to be a constructive part of it, you got to get past your differences with other people. That's my opinion. Feel free to disagree. There's a lot of people in this world that don't get it. But I'm telling you, there is only one human race and there is only one planet. And the human race is the only thing that can fix what's wrong on the planet. We can't afford to damage either one. We need them both. Human beings solve our problems. So you want to kick them out of the country? We need those human beings. Jeez, wake up. We need them all. I don't care what your task is. I don't care if you're making a pot holder or building a house. It doesn't matter your task. Your key to achieving your goal is more people on your team. All these people you want to kick out of America, whose team do you want them to be on? Shall they join the Chinese? Shall they join the Russians? What if you don't want them on your team, whose team do you want them to be on? Why wouldn't you want them to be on your team? working with you shoulder to shoulder? Why wouldn't you want them to be working with you? You want them to work against you? Kick them out, dumbass. What are you people doing? What are you thinking? Human beings are human beings. Treat them as such, with respect and dignity. Every time you mistreat a human being, you're teaching him it's okay for him to mistreat you. Think about that. What happens if you walk out in your front yard and you yell at one of your neighbors and you call him a bad name? He's going to feel free to call you a bad name, isn't he? Didn't you just teach him that was acceptable behavior? It's called constructive notice, folks. When you teach somebody how to mistreat somebody, somebody can mistreat you. Wake up. Grow up. I don't care if you don't like the guy. Too bad. Get past it. Gosh, people are so petty. Unify the world. Not just the state, not just the city, not just the town, not just the country. Unify the world. Human beings should be speaking with one voice. Human beings should be moving forward and progressing, not taking steps back, not putting on blinders so that they can't see reality. We need every bloodline on this planet, and we need to educate every child on this planet, and we need these children because human beings solve our problems. We've got problems. You and I can't solve them. Perhaps our grandchildren can. How else are the problems going to get solved? They're not going to solve themselves. We need human beings, not just the white ones. We need all human beings. We need everybody on our team. Every task you're trying to get done, you can lighten your workload and you can achieve your goals faster by having more human beings on your team. It's basic common sense. We need to teach our children until our children turn around and teach us. It should be a never-ending cycle. These idiots in the United States that thinks it's okay to eliminate the Department of Education, they're shooting the human race in the foot. Oh, we don't need smart people. It's okay if the people we have are dumb. That makes a lot of sense there, Simon. Jesus. Grow up, people. Every human life has value. If that guy isn't the one that's educated enough to find the solution to our problems, maybe his grandchild will be. Hello. We need to educate our children until they turn around and teach us. That's the way I raised my kids. How did you raise yours? My son was racking me over the coals. My youngest son, the 28-year-old, was just on the phone with me, and it took me 20 minutes to get him off my back because I won't go and do something he thinks I need to be doing. Okay. I did my job properly. He's trying to straighten me out. Okay. This is the way it's supposed to work. We have one planet. If you think there's another one, you're living in a fantasy world. Human beings need our air, our water, our food. That's what it takes to survive. They need our gravity. They sent a guy up into space for a year. When he came back, he was 2 inches taller. Why? Because the human body needs the planet Earth. The human body will not function properly without planet Earth. We need to protect our planet if that's the only place human beings can actually survive. Our human beings are the problem solvers. They fix everything that goes wrong on this planet. It doesn't fix itself. It takes human beings. Human beings all have value. Every single bloodline matters. If you ain't smart enough to fix our problems, perhaps your grandchild will be. Grow up, people. You need to tolerate one another, not hate. Tolerate. There's a huge difference. It's one of the things that I'm doing these other films on this week. Hate will be one of them. Oh, yeah, it's coming. Because I'm fed up with the hate that I see. I find it disturbing that I'm the only one that is on TV 5 days a week telling us that we need to unite, that we need to unify all of mankind. We need everyone to be on our team. Think about it. Every time the human race discards a bloodline, every time we discard that bloodline, instead of nurturing it, getting it to reproduce, and educating the offspring, we are doing ourselves a disservice. Heart disease is real big. How many times in the history of the human race have we killed off the bloodline that might have been educated enough to solve the problem of heart disease? It's not going to fix itself. When we find a human being and educate them, they can come up with the idea. They can use their imagination to find what we need to cure heart disease, lung cancer, cervical cancer. I've got women around me dying of breast cancer. You want to solve this? We need every human being on our team to solve our problems. The more human beings we get on our team, the faster we're going to complete our task. It doesn't matter what the task is. The more human beings on your team, the lighter your workload and the sooner you reach your goals. Think about that. I'm not making this shit up. I'm not being paid to tell you this. All human life has value, whether you can see that value or not. All human beings are codependent on one another, whether you can see that or not. We're codependent on one another and we don't realize it. We learned it in the pandemic when they shut everything down. You couldn't go out to a movie theater. It didn't work. It didn't function. There's no quality of life without everybody else out there doing their job every damn day. We rely on each other to go and do our jobs every day. That's why it works. If we couldn't rely on one another, it's not going to work. I don't care what country you live in, you have to get up and go to work every day or you die. I don't care if you're living in a grass shack in Somalia. If you don't get up and go to work every day, you don't make it, son. That's the reality of this life. We must all get up and go to work every day in order to survive, in order to thrive. I depend on every other human being to do their job. The car builders, the road builders, the home builders, the grocers, the restaurateurs, the power company, the water company. I depend on all these people every single day. I don't know their names. Doesn't matter that I don't know their names. I can still depend on them. I can guarantee you when I'm done with this podcast, I can walk out my front door and go do any damn thing that I please. And it'll work. It'll all function because of my fellow human beings. I hear these clowns saying, America first. No. Everybody first. All human beings first. Every single one of them. If you're shooting a guy in Iran or bombing a guy in Venezuela, you're ending a bloodline that could save the world. We don't know until we educate that bloodline. You don't know what problems those people's offspring could have solved. We need every human being, all of them. Every one of them has an intrinsic value because we are all dependent on one another. We're all intertwined. You just don't realize it. I don't care what color their skin is. I don't care what religion they are. It doesn't matter what their gender is. They can all be a part of the solution if we let the bloodlines live. How difficult is that? Why is it difficult to stop killing each other? Explain it to me, Lucy. Please. We need every single bloodline on this planet. We all need to realize that there is one human race. I'm just one guy sitting on his couch offering his opinion, his perspective, if you will. I welcome your comments. I welcome your perspective. If I got something wrong, educate me, please. I'm begging you. Straighten me out. Teach me something. Show me where I've gone wrong. I've been making mistakes my entire life. I'm 68 years old. I don't think I'm going to stop making mistakes. I'll probably continue making mistakes. But when I make mistakes, I realize it and I try to correct them. I'm telling you, your racism is wrong. Your bigotry is wrong. You're thinking you're better than everyone else. It's wrong. One human race, one team. When we have everyone on our side, our workload lightens and we achieve all of our goals faster. Peace sign. Get it? Stop bombing. Stop killing. Stop lashing out. It is illegal in our society to lash out. It's against the law. Society has laws and rules that we must live by. Religions, 10 Commandments. What's number one? Value all human life, not just your own, not just your family's, not just your colors, not just your religions. Everyone's life, everyone's has value. Grow up, accept it, tolerate each other. That's all it is. Running around shooting people. And then he calls her a fucking bitch after he killed her. You know what I say to you, mister? Fuck you. You got no right to kill anyone. I don't care if you got scared. I get scared. We all get scared. Doesn't give us a right to go out and mow people down in their life. She was a mother. I think he should pay for her kids to go to college. That's my quick solution there. Take on the responsibility for the life that you ended, you dumbass. Oh, I'm just livid about that. Killing people. I used to be a gun owner. I don't own one anymore, but I used to. I hunt. I loved hunting. I was good at hunting. But I'm telling you, I never, ever aimed a gun or a bow at a human being. Not once. It's called responsibility. Get past your fears and grow up. Tolerate your fellow human being. I don't care if you don't like him. Too bad. I don't care if you disagree with him. Too bad. Get over yourself. Everybody wants to be a dictator. Get past it. I really do like people. I love people. I've been meeting people all my life. And I'm telling you, there's no future in lashing out against another human being. All it does is teach them that it's okay to lash out at you. When you demonstrate that it's okay to take human life, you're telling another human being, you're demonstrating to him that it's okay to take your life. Jeez. I don't know why I'm the only one streaming it. It's trying to explain this stuff to you guys. I really don't. I don't know why we can't have a good show on TV. I don't have every answer. I don't have a list of questions even. But I'm telling you, lashing out against your fellow human being is the dumbest thing the human race can do. It's one thing if a grizzly bear takes your dumb ass. But it's totally different when a human being does it. Unacceptable human behavior. These people think they got carte blanche to run around and hurt other human beings. Supposedly, they've all read the Constitution. They've all sworn an oath to it, but they don't get it. Understand it. Comprehension. You can't force it on a human being. But we can keep retraining them. But every time a human being gets killed, every time a bloodline is ended, the human race is shooting itself in the foot. Every time you exclude someone from your team, you are hurting your team. I don't care what his religion is. I don't care what his gender is. I don't care what his language is. Value his life. It's not hard. It's not difficult. You can do it. I believe in you. That's a hell of a rant, huh? I'm sorry. The absurdity of it all. The guy pulled the trigger because he doesn't want other human beings living in his country. How pathetic is that? You know, the good guys outnumber the bad guys on this planet by a lot. They do. In the 70s, I saw a study. I'm trying to think of who it was. I can't remember, but their point was that 7% of the human population was what we call felony criminal. Not jaywalking criminal. Not hitchhiking criminal. Felony criminal. Violent. Greedy to the point where they're going to go rob the 7-Eleven or whatever. 7%. The article I read, it said, no matter what the lawmakers did, no matter how they changed the laws, no matter how militarized the police departments got, it was constant 7%. They couldn't change it. It never went to 8. It never went to 6, no matter how many laws they created, no matter how militarized the police department got. 7% of the population. A human trait, if you will. It stays constant at 7%. If that's the case, if that's true, we can glean some information from those figures. If 7% of the human race are the bad guys, the felons, the criminal felons, that tells us 93% of us are not felons, are not criminals. 93% of us are the good guys. If you watch the news in America, they're going to make you think there's a bad guy on every corner. They want to infer or imply that you're not safe. They want to scare you so that they can divvy you up into subgroups. Remember, we got one group, the human race. Everything else is a subgroup. Catholics, Muslims, Democrats, Republicans, white, black, Chinese. It goes subgroups. That's all they are. There is one human race, okay? Everything else is a subgroup. They use your fears to divvy you up into the subgroups. And then they go to each subgroup and they tell them why they must fear the other subgroups. They're using your fears against you. A little bit of fear can be a good thing. It's necessary for your survival. A little bit of fear keeps you from stepping off the edge of a cliff. A little bit of fear keeps you from walking down a dark alley at 3 o'clock in the morning where you should not be. Can save your life. A little bit of fear is good when it's under control. But when that fear gets out of control, then you've got a problem. Uncontrolled fear will control you. When the fear has control of you, your rational thinking is tossed out the window. Rational thinking can't ever take place when fear is in control. Think about it. When the fear's in control, you can't tell right from wrong. When you can't tell right from wrong, you can't stay within the rules and laws of our society because you're scared. We spend our whole lives conquering our fears, or our fears conquer us. I remember my young son calling me into his bedroom night. Daddy, I'm afraid of the dark. My problem that I had to fix, I had to teach him to control his imagination and control his fears. I opened up the closet, no monsters. I showed him under the bed, no monsters. I promised him, I'm out in the next room. I'm not going anywhere. You're safe. Wake up. It's going to be okay. You must control your imagination and you must control your fears. When you don't, your fears will control you. And if your fears are in control, you can be curled up in the corner, afraid to walk out of your apartment. You've got to control those fears in order to have quality of life. A little bit of fear is okay, but not uncontrolled fear. Uncontrolled fear, and you cannot set right from wrong. If you're a gun owner and you have uncontrolled fear, you walk into your front yard and you're pointing that gun at everybody that goes by your house. The fear's in control. You don't know right from wrong. You can't sort it out. The fear has got control of your mind. Your fear is controlling your mind. You need to grow up and learn to control your fears. If you do this, you can stay in control, stay within the boundaries of our society. If you lose control and you walk out and you point that gun at other human beings, society is going to come to you and they're going to take away your gun and they're going to tell you, you need a psychiatric eval. You're not stable. You can't control your fears. It's illegal to point a gun at somebody. It's against the law. If your fears are in control, your mind is not in control. Do you think you belong in a loony bin? Then control your fears. Get your fears under control like an adult so that you can maintain and you can stay within the boundaries of our society, within the umbrella of our laws and our rules. If you don't, if you stray outside those boundaries, our society is designed to squash you like a bug. They're gonna lock you up and throw away the key. You're unstable. You must maintain control. In order to maintain control, you have to keep your fears and your imagination in check. Think about this. By controlling your fears, you're never going to step out of the boundaries of the laws of our society. And society's never going to have to scoop you up and say, another one for the psych hold. control your fears, or your fears will control you. And when your fears control you, you don't know right from wrong. Anger's the same way. You can get angry just like you can get scared. But if you don't control your anger, what happens? You lash out. And when you lash out, our society, by design, snatches you right up. Okay, son, you lost control. We're going to have to put you in a rubber room. Control your emotions. It's part of being an adult human being. A child, you don't expect to control their emotions, but an adult, you do. An adult must control his emotions, or his emotions take control of him and he no longer knows right from wrong. It's pretty basic stuff. I've been out of control before. I don't recommend it. Society frowns on it, whether you realize it or not. Our society is really good at smacking down one individual. Really good at it. Almost too good at it. You must control your fears. You must control your anger. You must control your imagination. Think about it. This is civilized society. It's not just in this country. It's all the way around the globe. Civilized society in every nation on this planet, when one human being gets out of control, what do they say? Consequences for your actions. We're going to hold you accountable. If you're going to hold me accountable, I better maintain control. I better have my wits about me at all times. Kind of like it's a key to my survival, isn't it? I mean, my goodness. Life is good. Got a lot of joy out there. There's a lot of laughter. There's a lot of good times. There's a lot of companionship and camaraderie. But if you don't keep control, you're going to find yourself coloring outside the lines. And when you start to stray outside the lines, society is designed to stop you instantly. That's not quality of life. That accountability matters. Consequences for your actions, not consequences for somebody else's actions. I'm talking about consequences for your own actions. Whether you realize it or not, it's a test you must pass every day. The one time you let it down, the one time you don't maintain, you get into a road rage incident, what happens? Society holds you accountable. They don't hold someone else accountable. They come after you. Think about that. We got a lot of problems on this good earth. A lot. They can only be solved by human beings. You and I, that's a start. But we also need generations after you and I. Our children, our children's children, and their children are all going to be held accountable. They've got to have their fears and their anger in check. If they don't, trouble, big trouble. We need to protect and value all human life, and we need to stay in control of our faculties while we're doing it. You can't afford a single slip up. Could cost you 10 years in prison. You want to slip up? I don't. Why don't we drunk drive? Our society says we can't. Stay within the rules, or what happens? Society smacks you down. I think I made my point, but let me know. Do I need to expound further? I probably will, but I think I made my point. All human beings have value, whether you realize it at this time or not. They do, an intrinsic value. We all need each other. I need the guy at the power company to do his job every day so that I can walk over and hit my light switch. Over time, that guy at the power company has proven himself very dependable, very reliable. I don't think twice about him, as it should be. I don't need to know his name. Tolerate your fellow human being. All human beings are basically the same. A brain, bones, blood, a circulation system, a nervous system, a human body. We're all basically the same. We love our parents. We love our family. We all have common ground. But at the same time that we all have common ground, we are all unique individuals. We are all different at the same time that we're all human beings. That unique individuality is necessary so we can tell each other apart. If everyone looked the same, how would you know who your family is? We're all different. I'm sure you've never met anyone like me in your life. I'm unique. I've had a very unique life. I've made different choices than a lot of people. My father was a factory worker here in Michigan his whole life. That was the path he chose to walk. I moved to Vegas, became a table games dealer, worked my way all the way up to casino shift manager. That's the path I chose. I'm sure you're doing your job to the best of your ability, and you're on your own path. That's the way it's supposed to be. I like human beings, all of them. I don't judge them. I don't try to micromanage them. I don't nitpick them. I tolerate them. Okay. Tolerate. It's not that difficult. Get past it. Just grow up. I see them all the time. I see these Karens. I watch Indisputable with Dr. Rashad Ritchie. A great man, by the way, in my opinion. He puts the Karens. I just saw the Karen of the year. Yeah. These Karens are going to run around and try to micromanage everyone's life, going to try to tell them how to do things. Stupidity. If a fellow human being asks your assistance, asks your help, asks your opinion, share it with them. It's been my experience that if you do that when asked, people can be pretty friendly. But if you're trying to micromanage someone without establishing that friendship bond first, good luck with that. Okay? It's not going to work. You have to establish some type of rapport with someone before they're going to hear what you're saying. Don't go up and try to tell them how to park their car, how to mow their lawn, how to paint their house. Leave them alone. It's not your place unless they've asked for your assistance. You're not to sit in judgment over every other human being on the planet. Every time you try to judge them, you're telling them it's okay for them to judge you. You're showing them, you guys need to come in and micromanage my life. You guys need to tell me what to do on a daily basis. That's not the freedoms you want. Your freedom isn't by telling someone else how to live. Your freedom comes from leading your own life, building for your own future. That's the way I see it. That's my opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and disagree or enlighten me. Either one. You guys are welcome. I have live chat turned on in here for a reason, okay? It's so that you guys can participate. I've gone a little off the rails today, but I think I made my points. And that I was telling Crumbelina this the other day, is after I do these shows where nobody gets in the chat, I feel so good afterwards. I feel cleansed. It's like I unburden myself with all of the bullshit society has dumped at my doorstep. It does me good. I'm telling you. But the chat is there so you guys can unburden yourselves, voice your opinion so that you can be heard. Not just me. I learned that in conflict resolution class. I know. Yeah, I took a lot of classes. I didn't go to college. I have a 9th grade juvie school education. Okay. But it didn't stop me from taking classes. It didn't stop me from learning. I learned at my own pace. I chose my own path. I took DEI class. I took conflict resolution. Conflict resolution is just so easy. It's just ridiculous. I had no idea it was this easy. I can explain it to you in just a few minutes here. Conflict resolution starts by all parties being heard. If you've got two people that are in conflict, they're batting heads or button heads, however you want to phrase it. They both need to be heard. Ask each to tell you their side of the story in front of the other one. That's the way it works best. Then ask them to repeat it. Tell me your story again. Let me see if I got this straight. After the guy tells you his side of the story the second time, now you tell that same guy his story. He said it twice. Now you said it once. He knows he's been heard. Now do it with the other guy that he's in conflict with. The exact same formula. You speak it to me twice. You tell me twice. And then I tell you once. You know you've been heard on both sides of the argument. When both sides are 100% convinced they have been heard, they have spoken, and you explained it back to them and they know that you understand, now you, the middleman, can offer a solution, a path to compromise. Then both parties join your path to compromise, and then you reward both parties for their compromise. In the casino industry, it was a simple fix. Two guys in the buffet line get in a fight. They're in an argument. They're ready to punch each other out. I go up to resolve the conflict. One guy thinks the other guy cut in front of him in line. That guy thinks the other guy cut in front of him in line. I listen to both parties. I offer a path, a solution to compromise, a path to compromise. That we just tolerate one another and that we get along. And then I reward both parties equally. I buy this one a buffet. I buy that one a buffet. They actually sit in the buffet at side-by-side tables and they have no conflict. They have no fight. Why? Because I let them be heard. They know they convinced me. And they saw the other guy convince me. conflict resolution. That's the easy way. Both parties need to be heard. When they are convinced, they are 100% convinced that you have heard them, now they will accept your compromise solution. Not before, but once they are convinced that they've been heard, that they spoke their piece, now they're ready to resolve whatever the issue is. Nobody was right, nobody was wrong, but we resolved the confrontation. We resolved the conflict. Isn't that what's important? It's very similar. It's very similar to treaty negotiations when you have warring countries. One of them was the aggressor, but the aggressor thought they had cause. Hear out both sides in front of one another. Peace negotiations, right? When they're convinced that they have been heard on both sides, you can offer a path forward. Russia and Ukraine, classic example. Both parties need to be heard. Offer a solution. When they accept the solution, reward both parties. Basic. I would recommend Ukraine in the Ukraine-Russian war. Get more human beings on their team. Specifically, the Russian people. Okay. Get the Russian people on your side. When you have more people on your side, the Russians will take their tanks and go home. Not until the Russian people need to be educated. They need to be taught plain and simple. Get more human beings on your side, increase your team, and you can accomplish any task. It's a simple formula. It doesn't matter if you're playing basketball or building a skyscraper. When you get more people on your team, you lessen your workload and you increase the completion of your project. You achieve your goals faster. Plain and simple. Doesn't matter what your goals are. You will achieve them faster and easier if you have more people on your team. It doesn't matter what task. The answer is human beings. If I get more human beings on my team, I'm going to succeed faster. That's one way to solve the war between Ukraine and Russia. I mean, it's not the only solution, but that's one. The easier solution, in my opinion, would be simply give Ukraine 1 million drones a month for 6 consecutive months and let them bomb Putin into the goddamn Stone Age. He'll learn. But it would have to be an overwhelming force. 1 million drones a month for 6 consecutive months. About 3 months in, Putin will be knocking on your front door saying, please, let's stop. Let's just stop. You want him to give Crimea back? Give him 6 million drones, 1 million drones a month for 6 consecutive months, and Putin will be back in the Stone Age. He won't have oil and gas. He won't have electricity. He won't have running water. You take those 3 things away, Putin won't want to make war. He's going to want to make peace, and he's going to want to make peace bad. Ukraine can win this war if they have the right tools, and they need more human beings on their side. Increase your team, increase your success rate. Decrease your team, decrease your success. It's pretty basic. I've created a channel here. What do I need to succeed? More human beings, please. Okay. I know, it's funny, but it's true. I need more human beings to like and subscribe. I need the viewing hours. I need the whole shebang, right? I need it if I wish to succeed. If I don't wish to succeed, I can push people away. They can jump in the chat and I can tell them off. Get the hell out of here. Hit the bricks. But I need people. So what do I have to do? I have to tolerate more people and let them get on my team. It's pretty basic stuff. What, you want me to lie to you now? We're an hour and 38 minutes into this show, and now you want me to lie? Sugarcoat this for you? Tell you I'm going to succeed no matter what, because I'm big and tough. I know. I see Trump. He spent the last year kicking dirt on the Democrats. He doesn't understand that he needs them on his team. What a dumbass. I'm sorry. It's absurd. It's so simple. It's absurd. He could have everything he wanted if he would get the Democrats on his team, but he can't tolerate them. Whose misgiving, whose misfortune is this? Trump's. Okay. The people elected him. They gave him a chance to lead. He's choosing not to lead. That's his decision. He could lead if he wanted to. The Democrats are there. He could wine them and dine them. Well, It's just like his stupid little ballroom. I call it Epstein's ballroom. Until they stop backing and protecting pedophiles, that's Epstein's ballroom. I had a thought this morning. I was watching someone from Fox say something about the West Wing of the White House. Thought jumps to mind. There is no West Wing of the White House. When the East Wing's been destroyed, there's no West Wing. There's just the one wing. The wing of the White House. They just got the one. Okay. There is no West Wing because the East Wing has been destroyed. It was demolished. So my take is there's no longer a West Wing. There's just a wing. I know he probably didn't think of that when he told him tear it down. Somebody needs to explain to him that he's a temporary resident. He doesn't understand tenancy. I live in an apartment complex. The 2 units to the south of me are both vacant, have been for 6 months. Well, they priced themselves out of the market. That's their poor business decision, not mine. But if I tear down these 2 empty units so that I can have a 90,000 square foot ballroom, I think that they might sue me. I'm thinking Trump might get sued for that East Wing. We don't know who the next president's going to be. And if he says, hey, go get the Donnie dumbass and tell him to put this wing back on. Just a thought. But I digress. I'm sorry. I tell you what, I feel great after I get to speak my mind like that. I just do. Self-serving, it feels like, you know. I really want the people in the chat to have control over this show. I really want the people in the chat to determine what we talk about. I don't want to go down these little rabbit holes, but I can't help myself. I'm not going to live stream dead air for 2 hours. I'm just not. I'm too sociable for that. Okay. I wish I could get my kids to give me 2 hours where they wouldn't say a word. They'd just listen. I know. Yeah. Yeah, you can't micromanage people, let alone your kids. They're gonna walk their own path. There's no doubt about it. I just feel thankful when they call. It's nice. It warms my heart when the boys call me. They don't ask me for help anymore. They did when they were young, but well, my oldest is 51 and the youngest is 28. Soon to be 29 and 52. And I'm also turning 69 this year. Yeah, weird. Very weird. I don't feel 69. I feel old, don't get me wrong, but I don't feel 69. But how the hell am I supposed to know what 69 feels like? Never done it before. I'll let you know. I got about 2.5 months here. So we got 15 minutes of show left. Anything you guys want to talk about? Anything on your mind? Just want to say hi. You're welcome to. Yeah, I'm going to be filming all week, and I'm going to try to put out some new projects on Saturday. I might be able to do it on Friday night. We'll see how the week goes, how it plays out. But figure Saturday. I'll just be sitting around watching football, so I'll fire up the computer and post. But yeah, I'm gonna get some more of this stuff. I jotted down some topics. The one I did today before going live was on liars. Throughout my years in the casino business, I always told people, facts and figures don't lie. People do. Okay. And that's the truth. People lie because they don't want you to know who they really are. They're trying to hide their greed, their shame, or their fear. Eventually, it always comes out. The truth comes out in the end. In the end, the truth always comes out. Because the facts and figures don't lie. Only people do. Facts and figures remain facts and figures. Well, Trump right now is lying about the economy, saying we're in America's in the golden age. Bullshit. Okay. America's in a recession. Okay. He can cook the books all he wants to. The truth will come out eventually. Okay. After the midterms, we're going to find out the real numbers for 2025, and they'll be devastating. Not till after the midterms. We won't find out till then. He's a fraud. He cooks the books. That's what he does. The people knew it when they elected him. He was convicted prior to winning office. So the people know he's a fraud. So the people know he's cooking the books. Anybody that thinks he's not cooking the books is probably a fool. Okay. I know he's cooking the books. I can see it every time I go to the grocery store. He's trying to say prices are down. Yeah, my grocery bill goes up every week. It's ridiculous. Well, number one, he thinks all publicity is good publicity. It's not. And number two, he thinks that if he says a lie often enough, people will believe it. He's not wrong, but he's also not right. If you say a lie often enough, some people will believe it, but not most people. Most people can sort a liar out in seconds. I mean, mere seconds. You know when you meet one. You don't invite a liar into your home. I don't. A liar can't get the time of day out of me. Literally, he can't. I don't wear a watch. No, I got no time for liars, and I don't invite them into my home. I don't share a meal with them. They're not a part of my life. It's okay to disagree with people, and it's okay to dislike people. And I dislike liars. I don't like them. Don't plan to ever like them. What's in it for me? Why would I ever trust a liar? I'm not going to let anything important ever hang in the balance based on the word of a liar. It's just not going to happen. That's my opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and disagree. Maybe you like liars, but they're maybe one notch up from thief in my priority chart, right? They're not as bad as a thief, but they ain't much better. It's minuscule, the difference. Yeah. That's the way I feel about it. No time for liars. If someone lies and makes a mistake with a lie, I could forgive that. Like, back in the old days when a politician says, we're going to do this, this, and this, and then he gets into office and he's a lame duck and he can't get any of it done. I can forgive that lie. He wanted to do that. That was his campaign promise. I can forgive that lie. Right? Situation was out of his control. He was unable to achieve his goals. I'm not going to badmouth a guy forever for not being unable to achieve his goals. Failure is a part of life. We all learn from our mistakes. This show could turn out to be a failure. It could. 3 years from now, if I still don't have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours and didn't get my channel monetized, this could be one of the biggest blunders of my life. Okay. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping I get monetized, but who knows? I've said it before. I'm me on this channel. I feel like a blind man that just bought a new house. I'm feeling my way through, just trying not to walk into any walls. Okay. That's the way. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just a guy sitting on one end of his couch. Back in the day, I used to get into chat rooms that were open chat rooms, and I used to like it. I get into retirement, I look around, and there's no open chat rooms. Everything's structured or on a platform I don't want to be on. So here we go. The show's called Afternoon Chat, folks. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. YouTube would appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe to the channel. It would help me, but I'm not requiring it. Okay. This is a free show. No midstream ads, no commercials. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm on here trying to meet and talk to people. That's it. Of course, having my say is kind of self-serving, but I enjoy it. The show is Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Been doing this about 4 months. Been talking to people in 8 different countries. I find that very exciting, and I hope it continues. I'm going to try to put out more content, try to get the channel noticed. I'm trying to grow the population in the chat that's willing to chat. It's not easy for some people. Not all people live in a country with freedom of speech. If you're in a foreign country that does not have freedom of speech, do not get in the chat room and say anything that could make your government act out towards you in a negative fashion. Follow the rules of your own land. Okay? The only rules I'm laying down is I'm saying we need to follow the community guidelines established by YouTube. That's it. I thank you for your time. I thank you for viewing. I really do appreciate you guys. I do. I will be back on tomorrow at 3. Spectrum allows, if Spectrum allows it, I will be here. Okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a marvelous day. Okay. Monday Night Football tonight. Be there, be square. It's time for Aaron Rodgers to retire. I think we're going to see it tonight. Personal opinion. I'm a Lions fan. He used to play for Green Bay. I'm sorry, some leftover animosity. I apologize. It is my true belief that if you're always nice to everyone all of the time, you're going to like the end result. I'll see you guys tomorrow.